Hi, do you work at the school? Please help me find the principal's office. My name is Jonathan. What is your name? You can easily find the principal's office. Ask the security guard at the entrance to the school. Catherine purposely didn't give her name. She didn't like to meet men like that. Thank you. Let me tell you, I've never seen anyone prettier than you. You must be a teacher. And what do you do, and what is your business at our school? The girl answered question after question, trying to understand what confuses her about the man. I'm about the renovation of the north end of the school. I have my own construction firm, and you never told me your name. This is how Catherine met her future husband. Handsome, dressed stylishly, interesting conversationalist, Catherine quickly fell in love with him. Her parents, too, were delighted with their daughter's chosen one. The wedding went great. There were many guests on the bride's side, and the groom had only his work colleagues present at the wedding. Catherine was surprised that none of Jonathan's close relatives came. He explained that it was a coincidence that no one could attend their party, and that he wasn't too upset because he and his parents had been fighting for a long time. The newlyweds had a wonderful time on their honeymoon. After they returned, they settled in John's apartment, which was furnished with the latest technology. He spared no expense on it. Honey, I want to ask you to quit your job and take care of the house. You can take care of the comfort of our family and make delicious lunches and dinners. I really like home-cooked meals. Of course, sometimes we can go to restaurants too. Why do you need that job? You're only wasting your time and nerves there. Jonathan began a serious conversation one day. But I love my job. I've dreamed of being a teacher since I was a little girl, and my dream came true. John, you don't have to ask me to do that, and I can cook delicious dinners on the weekends, Catherine replied. After the wedding, Jonathan became more picky and suspicious. Catherine, are you coming home soon? How long can you be stuck in your school? I'm hungry and I'm waiting for you. What? Or do you have something else to do? An irritated John called. Honey, I have a meeting with the students' parents at work, and I'm going to be late tonight. Have dinner without me. I made potato salad. It's in the fridge. Catherine replied, I don't care about your meeting. I want to see you home in an hour. Catherine had no time to quarrel. She didn't want to have it out with her angry husband, but she didn't like his behavior. She was not accustomed to being restricted in any way, much less in her favorite job. An hour later, Catherine walked out of the school. The meeting was over, and she had discussed everything she had planned with the parents of the students. Excuse me, Catherine. The girl saw the father of one of her students catch up with her. I'd like to know how Monica is doing. How does she behave at recess? Does she have friends? Are the other kids hurting her? You see, her mother died recently. Monica seems to be doing pretty well, but I'm worried about her condition. Before Catherine could answer, Jonathan came rushing in. So that's the meeting you're in. Now it's clear. Do you think I'm that easy to fool? John, I'm really coming from a... And it's my student's dad coming over to check on his daughter's condition. What are you mad about? Okay, give me all the details of what you've been talking about. And don't let me see any other men around you again. Jonathan resented. Catherine looked at her husband in amazement. What is he talking about? What does he think he's doing? They got into the car. Catherine noticed that John was very angry and decided not to touch him or say anything so as not to annoy him even more. They were silent the whole way. Once inside the apartment, Catherine went straight into the shower. She wanted to wash away the day, to forget what had happened. When she came out of the shower, she saw the table set and a bottle of champagne. Darling, let's forget this incident. I've had a hard day, and I've waited a long time for you. I overreacted a little. I'm sorry, Kat. Jonathan sighed. I invite you to the table. Look, I cut up your favorite cheese and strawberries. I bought them all for you. I wanted to surprise you. I don't spare anything for my beloved wife, he said. Yes, a little, Catherine said, thinking at this time how good it was that John had come to his senses and admitted his guilt, so everything would be all right. It was just an accidental misunderstanding. I still have some work to do at home, to check the students' tests. I don't like it. Tomorrow you go and write your resignation. I insist. I want you to give birth to my son, not fuss with strangers all the time. It's time we got serious about this. I've been dreaming of having a son for a long time. Catherine wanted to have a child, but not right away. At least in a couple of years to get used to family life and be absolutely ready. John had insisted that they get married sooner, and now he insisted that it was urgent to have a baby. John, don't... I'm on birth control pills right now. I have to finish my course of pills and then I'll make an appointment for a consultation, Catherine said. The girl was shocked when she realized a month later that she was pregnant. She was on the pill and could not get pregnant. Sometimes these situations happen, but they are very rare. John, I don't understand anything. I was on the pill and I got pregnant. How can that be? I don't even know how to react. I'm very glad. Darling, don't ask me how I arranged it. Honestly, I can't wait to be a father, so I made sure you drink pacifiers. And it worked. I'm going to raise my son to be a real man. We'll name him Bill. You're excited to be a mum, aren't you? Said Jonathan. Catherine was stunned by this news. He had made this decision on his own. He had deceived her. The girl felt very ambivalent. It hurt her, but what could she do now? She must prepare herself to be a mother. It was not the child's fault for what his father had done. John insisted that he was right, and Catherine quit her job, holding back tears and telling herself that it was for the best. Her colleagues said many warm and heartfelt words to her in farewell. When she left the school, she decided to go to the cafe to drink coffee and eat her favorite cake. Hello, Miss Catherine. How is Monica? Is everything all right? I was having lunch and saw you and decided to come over, said Owen Brown, Monica's father. Hello, Owen. Monica is a wonderful girl. She seems fine to me. I don't notice anything strange about her. Sorry about what happened to my husband. I don't know what got into him at the time. It's no big deal. Forget about it. I'm glad Monica is living her normal childhood life. If you notice anything, please tell me. I'm very worried about her. I'm sorry, but I don't work at the school anymore. Unfortunately, today was my last day of work. Monica has another teacher now. That's too bad. My daughter always told me with great affection about you. How wonderful you are and how you love children and play with them. Have you decided to change jobs? No. My husband insisted that I quit my job and take care of the family. I can't believe it. It's like déjà vu. What's going on here? Is this another parent meeting with the students' parents? I told you not to go out with men behind my back. Sitting around drinking coffee. How romantic. I was driving by and saw you through the window. Jonathan, I came in for coffee. Owen was having lunch here and he came up to me. Don't be dramatic, please. Go quickly to the car. We'll talk to you at home. And with you, Owen, I'll deal with you now. You'll learn how to hit on other people's wives. John, calm down. You've got it all wrong. Why are you accusing the man? But it was too late. Jonathan punched Owen. The man fell down. Catherine began pulling her husband by the sleeve to pull him away. John pushed her away in anger. Catherine flew aside and hit the table hard. She felt sick and passed out. A waiter and a security guard came running and they called the police and an ambulance. Catherine, the nurse said you've regained consciousness. I'm sorry, but you've lost the baby. You had a miscarriage. A doctor with gray hair on his temples and a tired look came to tell the patient the terrible news. Catherine could hardly remember what had happened. You'll have to stay in the hospital for a couple of days. We'll keep an eye on you. Catherine thought of her parents with horror. They mustn't know anything. Her mother had a weak heart. She dialed Jonathan's phone number. Darling, please forgive me for having had such an accident. I'm really sorry. When are you going to be discharged? John, I'm not pregnant anymore, and it's your fault. Is there something wrong with your head? Why are you attacking that man again? I was jealous. Was not to understand. You're just mine, okay? Or maybe this baby isn't mine at all? Maybe you've had an affair with this man? What are you talking about? I've seen him for the second time in my life. My parents are not supposed to know anything. I'm ashamed of your behavior. It's a good thing I didn't have time to tell Mother about the pregnancy, or she wouldn't have survived it. After his wife was discharged, Jonathan behaved quietly for the first time. He blamed himself for the loss of his wife and tried to make amends by buying gifts. But they did not please Catherine. She realized that she did not know her husband at all and that he had obvious mental problems. John, you need to see a psychologist. You have inappropriate behavior. Do you understand? You've got to do something about it, or else... Otherwise what? Will you leave me? You think I'm crazy? I'm a normal man who loves his wife. I don't need a psychologist. I need you to stay home and not meet different men. I wish you could see yourself from the outside. I've decided to go back to school. I can't sit at home alone. What school? We're going to try to have a baby again. I won't leave you alone. Sign up for yoga or something so you don't get bored. But you're not going to work, and that's enough of that. John objected. I have the money. What else do you want? Any woman would be happy to live like this. And you're not normal. You want to work. A woman should think about her husband, family, and children, he continued. Catherine realized that it was useless to argue with him. She didn't know what to do. They had recently married, but she couldn't breathe around him anymore. What would happen next? She hid from her parents that there were problems in their family. She didn't want her parents to worry. Soon her parents invited Catherine and Jonathan over for dinner. Her cousin Ethan arrived with his son Peter. Her mother cooked dinner, and Catherine was glad to be with her family. Ethan was the same age as Catherine, and as children they sometimes played together when they met at Grandma's house. They had a lot to remember. Catherine, we have to go now. I still have things to do, Jonathan said before his mother could even serve dessert. We just got here recently, John. I'd like to stay longer, Catherine objected, but she had to say goodbye to her family and leave. That Ethan kept his eyes on you, Jonathan said. What a relative. Are you crazy? He's my cousin. We were just chatting. Yeah, giggling like a fool and making eyes at him. Why did you wear such a short skirt? So your cousin could admire it? The red lipstick is very vulgar. John, are you having another fit of jealousy? You were jealous of a relative of mine. You must have a problem in your head. You know you scare me. I don't know what to expect from you. You go to a psychologist or we divorce. I do not want to live that way. Jonathan, sitting behind the wheel, began to pick up speed, overtaking cars. Catherine could see that he was very angry. He didn't like what she was saying. Well, where do you drive like that? Calm down, it's dangerous, she said. John slowed down and drove on quietly. They spent that night in separate rooms. Catherine did not want to talk to her husband. The next day, while he was in the shower, she picked up his phone and found her mother-in-law's number. Quickly taking a picture of it on her phone, she put her husband's phone back. She wanted to call her mother-in-law and talk. She didn't understand why his parents hadn't contacted her or met her yet. Something was wrong. When Jonathan left for work, she dialed her mother-in-law's number. They didn't answer right away. Hello, my name is Catherine. I'm the wife of your son, Jonathan. I'm sorry you couldn't make it to our wedding. I thought at least that's how I met you, over the phone. Hello, I don't know what you're talking about. John didn't tell us anything about getting married or that he has a girlfriend at all. He and I have hardly spoken in about 3 years. You don't know anything about his life? I don't believe it. John said you couldn't make it. What happened? Why aren't you in touch? Jonathan used to live near us. He got to date a girl, Hannah. They were going to get married. One day she called me and told me that John had beaten her up. I didn't believe it. I didn't think he was capable of something like that. He denied everything. Then Hannah got pregnant. She didn't want to communicate with us because we didn't believe her. And for nothing. When he found out a daughter was going to be born, he changed his mind about getting married because he wanted a son. Nancy was born. Jonathan decided that the child was nothing like him at all. He kicked Hannah and her daughter out of the apartment. He had an obsession about having a son, and he absolutely did not want to accept a girl. My husband and I couldn't believe it. I met with Hannah, and she told me that John was very jealous, constantly beating her and not letting her work. Hannah went to her parents, and we don't know anything more about her. She changed her phone number and deleted herself from social media. I hope they're doing well with Nancy. Jonathan later admitted that he did hit her, but as he thought it was for a cause. He said he wanted a decent woman, and Hannah kept raising his suspicions of infidelity. We had a fight with him, and I advised him to see a doctor for help, because such behavior is not normal. He got angry, sold his apartment, and moved to another city, away from us. Since then, we have practically no contact. That's a sad story, Catherine. Tell me honestly, does John hurt you? Oh, I realized a long time ago that he has a problem with his head. He's jealous of me too, forbids me to work, and he really wants a son. But I realized that I don't want to live with him anymore. Thank you for being honest with me about him. Not every mother is capable of such a thing. It all made sense to Catherine now. John was not at all what he had been at first. He skillfully pretended not to show his true character. There was only one way out of the situation: divorce. But he wouldn't agree to it, and he wouldn't just let her go. I must think of something to make him want a divorce. I have to put pressure on the most painful part of him, his desire for a son. Honey, I have to tell you the truth. The fact is that it's your fault that I won't be able to have any more children. I went to several clinics, and they all said the same thing. I can't get pregnant after the trauma I suffered. But we can adopt a baby. We will love him as our own. But why would I want another man's child? You're out of your mind. I don't need a childless woman. I'm a man in the prime of my life, and I can have a child with another woman. I chose you because you are beautiful, and we would have a beautiful son with my mind. And since you are of no use to me, we must part. But it's not my fault. It's your fault. We can find a surrogate mother. You have the money to pay for such a thing. It would cost even less than the division of property in a divorce. No. That doesn't suit me. I will find a full-fledged woman, and she will bear me a son, and you can pack your things and go. I'd rather pay you everything that is legally due after the divorce and forget you, but make my dream come true. Catherine, with a sad face, but a sense of relief in her soul, packed her things and left for her parents. They divorced quickly, and he paid all the money as he had promised. Catherine was very glad to be rid of the tyrant and abuser. She saw no other way out of the situation. It was good that he asked for the divorce himself. Her parents were shocked by her story. They were hurt that she had fallen for such an inadequate man, and things could have ended much worse. Catherine went back to school, to her old job. One day Monica invited her to her birthday party, along with some of the other teachers and all the students in her class. Monica Owen's father, upon learning that Catherine had divorced her husband, began courting her. He admitted that he had long been very fond of her. Catherine was afraid to start a new relationship, but in time she realized that Owen is a decent man, a loving father, and a very nice man. A year after marrying Owen, they had a daughter, Cynthia. Catherine tried not to remember her last marriage. She was happy, and that was the most important thing.